Okay, so let's get ready to begin. Just a reminder that to check your surroundings for safety. If you have osteoporosis, anything with the spine or the hip, just be a little careful. Maybe don't go into the very end range. Okay, so a little bit of spine, just don't go try to twist all the way too much. And don't move into pain. So if something hurts, kind of just maybe avoid that area or just don't go as far. Okay, so let's still do a warm up. So let's start off by marching on the spot. Grab as much support as you need to. Okay, if you have fall before, if you don't feel as kind of steady today, you should definitely have something to hold on to. Okay, and also just kind of lengthen the spine in general. So try to stand a little bit taller. Think of something pulling your head up to the ceiling. Okay, maybe feel a little bit of your back tightening as you lengthen your spine. Okay, and just go back and forth. Okay, so breathing out, just kind of relax your spine. Okay, round a little bit. Okay, try to round throughout the entire spine. Okay, so we don't want to just use the neck part. Okay, not just upper part and not just the lower part. Okay, try to kind of bend the entire spine a little bit as you breathe out. Okay, as you breathe in, just try to bring your heart up towards the ceiling. Okay, and you're just going to go back and forth. Okay, so the general idea is that our spine can bend and can extend as well as straighten. Okay, but we want every one of those joints to share a load. Okay, so we don't want to just rely on a single point of the spine. We want the entire spine to be able to bend a little bit. Okay, so everyone shares the work. Okay, and the same thing as we straighten it back out as well. Okay, so just back and forth a few times. Okay, and once again, lengthen the spine, bring your heart up to the ceiling, and then we're going to turn left and right. Okay, so our spine rotates much better if we are a little bit taller. Okay, and slowly bring your shoulder and your upper back into the motion. Okay, if you need to stop your feet, that's completely fine. So if you find it a little bit unsteady, if to turn while marching, just kind of stop your feet and just turn. So kind of move your kind of lower back a little bit as well. Okay, maybe just one or two more times per side. Okay, I'm just going to let more people in. Okay, let's kind of loosen the shoulders a little bit. Okay, so you can keep marching if you want to, or you can just stop your feet. Okay, whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay, you can keep looking forward. Okay, so you can reach and touch the opposite hip. Okay, both in the front and the back. Okay, just go as far as you feel comfortable. Okay, let's put both hands behind the hips. Okay, and we're just going to lightly press the back of your fist into your pelvis. As you take a deep breath in, puffing our chest out. Okay, bring our heart up to the ceiling again. Okay, and as you breathe out, you can just relax. Okay, and maybe 3 to 5 times. Okay, see if you make a little bit of a double chin as well. So as you bring your shoulders back, see if you can bring your chin to level. Okay, and press your head back at the same time. Okay, so you're making, it may feel a little bit of a tightening in the front part of your neck. Okay, so we're trying to put our shoulders on top of our hips. Okay, and then try to put a kind of a head on top of our shoulders. Okay, so everything is stacked up. Okay, and just breathe out, just relax. So once again, shoulders on top of the hips and then the head on top of the shoulders. Okay, and if anything hurts, just don't go too far. Okay, and coming back up, we shake it out a little bit. Okay, and next one, if you feel comfortable, see if you can side bend the head a little bit. Once again, you can stop your feet, maybe even just pop your heel if that's more comfortable or more steady for you. Okay, you're gonna try to bring your ears up towards the ceiling. Okay, as you reach down towards the floor with your fingertips. Okay, feeling a stretch on the side of the neck, top of the shoulders. Okay, and you can just kind of contract and relax. Okay, so I feel more comfortable just to be not moving my feet as much here, so I'm going to stop as well. Okay, so I'm just going to reach, okay, and relax. Okay, reach down with the fingertips and relax. Okay, come back, pause for as long as you need until you feel like you're steady. Okay, and when you feel okay, do the other side. Okay, so same idea, imagine someone pulling your ear up to the ceiling. Okay, you can reach towards the floor with kind of both hands. Okay, kind of pull and relax. Okay, try to hold, you can hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Okay, make sure you're breathing though. Okay, just repeat kind of 3 to 5 times at your own pace. Okay, and going back, let's just go into a big circle. Okay, and once again, you can start and stop your feet. Okay, try to pull it back, pull it down. Okay, so just try to draw a big circle with the shoulders. Okay, you can involve the spine a little bit as well. Okay, so arch your back as you pull down, pull back. Okay, around your back as you pull forward. Okay, and maybe change direction. Okay, a little bit harder. See if you can do this with the spine not moving and the hands up. Okay, it's the same motion as shoulder blade. Okay, so hands kind of in front. Okay, you're just pushing your shoulders forward, pulling your shoulders up, pulling it back, okay, and dropping the shoulders down. Okay, so it looks something like this in the front. Okay, from the side. Okay, and from the front angle, it looks something like this. Okay, if you're a little bit rounded in general, you might find your shoulders a little stuck. So we're just trying to get the shoulder blade moving. Okay, and shake it off again. Let's just relax the shoulder blade, top of the shoulders, and we're just going to rotate our arms kind of to our side. Okay, maybe just 3 to 5 seconds, one direction, and then just we switch directions. Okay, same thing, but out in front. Okay, once again, if you want to keep moving your feet, you can. You can also stop it. Okay, out to the side. Think of lengthening in both hands. So try to reach for something on both sides. So you might feel a little bit of a stretch on the front of the shoulders, front of the arms. Okay, and just kind of rotate. Kind of drop your shoulders down a little bit as well. So shoulders away from the ears. Okay, top of the shoulders might feel a little bit tight. Go as slow as you want to. Okay, and we'll add one more here. So try to turn your entire arm. Okay, so one finger, kind of a thumb goes down, one finger goes up, but you're still trying to separate the two hands. Okay, and as your top of the shoulders get a little tight, just kind of relax and shake it off a little bit. Okay, or even just give yourself a little bit of a massage if you want to. Okay, we're gonna go to the back now. So reaching backwards, think of still straightening the arms. Okay, thumbs are kind of pointing towards each other. Okay, chest is still kind of up, so we're not trying to round our back. Okay, we're still staying up. Okay, but just straighten the hands back. Okay, and we go a little more slowly for this one. Okay, see if you can reach backwards. Okay, in a circular motion. Okay, once again, 3 to 5 seconds, kind of each direction. Okay, you might feel the back of the upper arm, the triceps working a little bit as well. Okay, now I'm going to go to inside angle, so just one arm. Okay, so this is my right arm. I'm going to reach towards the left side. Okay, the other shoulders is not going to be turning at the same time, so try to square your front chest to the front. Okay, and you're trying to squeeze your armpit, squeeze your elbow pit into your chest. Okay, so you should feel a little bit of a tension in the front of your chest muscle, maybe a little bit in the shoulders, And same thing, just in the opposite direction. Okay, and just the same thing on the other arm. See, once again, you're reaching towards one side, but you're not turning your body. Okay, so both shoulders, you can see both of my shoulders from the front. Okay, and I'm trying to move from the shoulder area, lessen the elbows. Good. Okay, now I'm going to reach upwards with one arm. Okay, so you can just stay here for a little bit. Okay, see if you can press your armpit forward a little bit. Okay, so instead of thinking of lifting up, think of driving your armpit forward, and naturally your arm should go a little bit up. Okay, and once again, take it as slowly as you need to. Okay, if you can't reach overhead, that's fine. So even if you're here, that's okay. Just try to find kind of your limit. Okay, maybe a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit of a stretch. Okay, but we're not going into pain. Okay, so just go to your own limit. Okay, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so spend maybe a couple of seconds just getting comfortable with our hands a little bit higher up. Okay, once again, try to drive your armpits forward a little bit. Okay, maybe take a deep breath in and out. Okay, and when you feel comfortable, just see if you can draw a circle with your entire arm. Okay, once again, just go to your own limits. Okay, whatever that may be. Good. Okay, let's just rotate, kind of give the shoulders a rest. Okay, we're just going to rotate the arm and then also just move the elbows a little bit. Okay, so elbow stays beside the ribs. Okay, and we're just pushing our fists out, our fingers out. Okay, so try to squeeze an orange or something in your armpits. Okay, but try to pull something apart with your arms, or with your hands rather. Okay, same thing, but just in the opposite direction. Okay, so don't drop that orange. Okay, now let go of the orange. Okay, reach, kind of put something into your armpits. Okay, opposite direction. This time, see if you can hand something behind you, or you can think of putting a plate on your hands as you kind of drive your elbows a little bit forward and then pull your hands, your fingertips back a little bit. Okay, so as you feel kind of the back of the shoulders working a little bit harder. Okay, so we call this external rotation, so your arms are going out while your elbow stays in the same, kind of relatively the same place. Okay, and onto the wrist, just a circle. Okay, but an exaggerated circle, so see if you can draw as big of a circle as you can with your fingers. Okay, move your entire hand with your fingers. Okay, and same thing would be in the opposite direction again. Okay, once again, you can move all your fingers along. Okay, just the fingers. So draw in circles. Okay, once again, as big of a circle as we comfortably can. Okay, and we're just going through each finger. Okay, see if you can pull your fingers towards the back of your hand as well. Okay, and then just repeat for the other ones. Okay, the goal is try to still pull your fingers back a little bit more. Okay, draw a bigger circle. Okay, it's okay if multiple fingers move at the same time. Okay, just make sure the one you're trying to move is actually moving. Okay, and then wiggle your fingers. Okay, bend the tips of our fingers. Okay, we go side to side a few more times. Okay, and shake everything out. Okay, on to the hips. Okay, so just our usual circle again at the hips. Okay, hold on to something as you need to, probably easier. Okay, so just do whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, always safety first. Okay, moving the hips a little bit. Okay, so just try to touch maybe back and forth a few times. Okay, slowly see if you can reach a little further back. So I'm going to use the wall for support. Okay, you can use anything else. Okay, see if you can feel kind of a tightening of the butt muscles. Okay, to drive the heel back a little bit more. Okay, and repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so the motion comes from my hip joint, okay, which is where our leg meets our pelvis. Okay, so our hip joint is not up here, it's kind of further down. Okay, so if you bend your leg, bring your knee up, that little crease is where your hip joint is. Okay, and maybe just, if you feel comfortable, do it in a little bigger motion. Okay, but once again, always safety first. Okay, you can just bring your knee a little bit higher up. Okay, and just the same thing on the other side. Okay, let's go side to side. Okay, so we're just going to reach out to the side with our one foot. Okay, we feel a little bit of tension inside of the hips. Okay, and for this one, we're just going to combine the front with the side. Okay, so once again, you might want to hold on to something. You can also keep your foot on the floor. Okay, but you're trying to draw a half circle, kind of all the way to the front, to the side, and to the back, okay, without kind of moving your upper body too much. Okay, so once again, we're trying to limit the motion to just the hip that we're trying to move. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can try to draw a bigger circle. You can lift your leg off the ground. Okay, if you feel comfortable standing on one foot. Okay, when you repeat the same thing on the other side, so maybe just smaller circle, half circle first. Okay, slowly see if you can expand the half circle. Okay, you can change direction anytime you want. Okay, see if you can especially focus on the back parts. Usually we're okay up front, and we usually have more trouble going backwards. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, you can see if you can lift your leg up. Okay, once again, we're trying to get the motion from the hip joint. Okay, just 3 to 5 times. Okay, shaking us out a little bit. Okay, loosening up the knees a little bit more. We are just going to be alternating, bring the heel up. Slowly see if you can bring your heel closer to your butt area. Feel a little bit of tension in the back of the thighs. Okay, see if you can do that while driving the heel a little further back as well. Okay, see if you can do this while bringing the knee a little bit higher up. Okay, and let's work on the hip hinge a little bit. So we are just going to be standing shoulder width apart. Okay, we are just going to be trying to bend forward. Okay, once again, hold on to something, or you can hang on to your thighs. Okay, and your goal is try to keep your spine in the same shape okay, as you bend forward. Okay, so be able to bend your hips without changing the shape of your back. Okay, same thing, but this time go into what we call squatting motion. So bend the knees a little bit more, sit on a tall bar stool. Okay, chest is still, spine is still nice and long. So we're not so much riding like this. Start to lengthen the spine. Okay, but this time just bend the knee a little bit more. Okay, so you're actually kind of sitting down and then standing back up. Okay, and last one, take it very gentle with this one. Just the knees a little bit, okay, but knee still doesn't really go past the toes much. Okay, so this would be no, pretty much almost no hip motion. Okay, and just knee motion and just the ankle motion. Okay, don't go too hard for this one. Okay, but you will find a little more pressure on your thighs, a little more pressure on your knees. Okay, not much pressure at all on the hips. Okay, and lastly, let's go into the hips, sorry, the ankles as well. Okay, so let's just start off with kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. Okay, engaging the kind of foot muscles as well. Okay, so this one you might want to hold on to something. Okay, but you're kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. Okay, and afterwards you're going to exaggerate the motion. Okay, be careful as you lift your toes up, maybe lean forward a little bit just to counterbalance. Okay, so that you're not falling backwards. Okay, as you press up, see if you can feel kind of pressing through the big toe. Okay, sometimes maybe press through the outer toes. Okay, let's try kind of similar idea side to side. So the more narrow it stands, the harder this becomes. Okay, if you don't feel steady, widen your feet a little bit more. Okay, just try to shift your weight side to side. Okay, and we'll exaggerate the motion again by kind of lifting kind of one side of both feet. Okay, your entire lower body might turn a little bit as well. Okay, and we're just going to go in a circle. So once again, hold on to something, a wall, a chair. Okay, we're just trying to draw an exaggerated circle with the toes. Okay, similar idea with the other foot. Okay, and then when you go onto the toes, okay, so try to keep your feet flat, or keep your feet on the floor rather. Okay, and try to lift your toes off. Okay, try to do the opposite, scratch the floor with all your toes. Okay, see if you can spread out your toes a little bit. Okay, it might be difficult, especially if you have things like bunions. Okay, but try to see if you can spread your toes out a little bit. Okay, just for fun, see if you can just lift your big toe off the ground while keeping the rest of your toes on. Okay, you can even draw a circle. Okay, once again, we don't have to move fast. Okay, just try to see if you can control it. Okay, the opposite of that would be keep your big toe on the ground while you're trying to kind of lift the other toes off. Okay, play around with them, see if you can spread them out, see if you can maybe even go in a circle, probably a little bit more difficult this one. Okay, and you can even try to see if you can kind of play the piano of your toes, so big toe up first, and then second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky. Okay, and then kind of go backwards a little bit. Okay, and shaking it out again. Okay, so we are going to go to the part of the stick now. Okay, so If you have a stick, that'll be great. If you don't have it, that's okay. You can just still follow along with most of the motion. Okay, we're still going to be doing similar things as we did kind of previous couple of classes. Okay, but we add just a little bit more to it. Okay, so give everything a second to grab it. Okay, I'm going to grab a sip of water. Okay, so let's still warm out the shoulders again. Okay, so still kind of maybe widen the shoulder width apart. Okay, and let's just roll a canoe. Okay, with the arms kind of relatively straight. Okay, your legs can be just whatever is comfortable. Okay, but slowly see if you can exaggerate the motion a little bit more. Okay, it might be more comfortable if you have your palms up actually, or just even on the end of the stick, depending on how long it is. Okay, but see if you can reach further back. Okay, so use the stick to help you draw a bigger circle. Okay, so if you have trouble lifting your arms up, you can use the bottom hand to help you push it up a little bit. Okay, so your goal is trying to exaggerate the motion, open up the chest. Keep bringing your arms a little high up, so I'm pushing up a little bit with the bottom hand to get my top hand a little bit higher, a little further back. Okay, once again, don't go into pain though. Okay, so we need to go back into the series where we reach up. Okay, so the idea is that as we pull the stick apart, okay, we engage in the muscles in the back of the body a little bit more. As we push the stick together, we engage in the muscles in the front of the body. Just use up to 30 to 40% of your maximum effort. Okay, so it's just a light effort. You should still be able to breathe. Okay, so still be able to kind of talk. Okay, so we are going to just pull the stick apart. Once again, just 30 to 40% of your maximum effort. Okay, as you reach up, okay, make sure you're still breathing. Okay, and the first round, maybe don't go as high, just whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, as you come back in, press the stick together to bring the stick back down. Okay, so I'm pulling it apart as I reach up. Okay, bring your chest up as well. Okay, maybe go a little further this time if you feel comfortable. Okay, press the stick together as you bring it back down. Okay, just a light effort. Okay, and let's do 3 to 5 times. Okay, so let's pull and go up. Pause a little bit at the top. Okay, push it together and bring it back down. Okay, and pull. Okay, this time we're going to hold a little bit at the top. We can add a little bit of a side bend. Okay, coming back to the center. Okay, so I'm still pulling the stick apart. Okay, and go the other way. Okay, press the stick together, coming back down. Okay, let's do one last time. Okay, with the side bend as well. Okay, so lightly pull. Okay, and add a little bit of side bend at the top. Okay, still lightly pulling the stick apart. Okay, and other way. Okay, and push it together and drop back down. Okay, properly top the shoulders a little bit tight. Okay, so we do need this to help us lift the shoulders up. Okay, let's relax for a second. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay, so remember, deep breath doesn't mean a big breath. it just means deeper into the diaphragm, which is near the kind of our belly area. Okay, deeper in the ribs. Okay, so see if you can feel the air going towards your pelvis a little more. Okay, so let's work on the hips and then back a little bit. So this is still, actually still the shoulders. Okay, at any point if you feel like you're too tired, just relax. Okay, just take a break. Okay, but let's put the stick just behind us for now. I'm gonna just have the bottom hand. So check your posture. So if you're a little rounded, you'll find that the back of your head is probably gonna be away from the stick. Okay, so see if you can keep the same distance pretty much behind the head, between the stick and the hands. Okay, so we don't want to be kind of doing this to stand tall. So you can see there's a lot more space. It's a little hard to see, but there's a lot more space between my low back and the stick. Okay, so I'm still trying to keep the same, more or less the same spacing. Okay, but I'm bringing the upper chest a little higher. Okay, and I'm pressing a little bit backwards with my head. Okay, without looking upwards though. Okay, so we're not doing this. Okay, we're still looking kind of straight forward. Okay, but we're trying to press the back of your head into the stick. Okay, we're gonna hold here. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, relax for a second. Okay, so see if you can, once again, maybe don't let your hands, the bottom hand, go too far away from the stick. So you're not over arching your back. Okay, you're still lower back pretty much the same. Okay, we just extended the upper portion of the back. Okay, and also pressing the head backwards. Okay, so this time holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and once again relax. Okay, we're gonna do one more time on this side. Okay, so once again, you can think of someone pulling you up, pulling the head up to the ceiling. Okay, make sure your pelvis is not pouring water from the front, or you're not sticking out your belly so much. Okay, your pelvis is kind of leveled. Okay, so I should kind of tuck my pants in so you can see my belt is more or less level, maybe a little bit tilted forward. Okay, chest up. Okay, and pressing the head back, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and relaxing. Okay, slowly let go, shake out the hand a little bit. Okay, we're just going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you might find one side is a little harder to go, what we call internal rotation. Okay, so that's the motion we need when you, let's say you're trying to put on a coat. Okay, so same idea on the other side. Okay, so just find a comfortable position with your hands first. Okay, and once again, see if you can think of pushing or pulling the top of your head up to the ceiling. Okay, leveling your pelvis off a little bit. Okay, take a breath in and out. Okay, and try to exaggerate a little bit. So really imagine bring your head up to the ceiling. Okay, pressing your head back a little bit. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Okay, and relax. Okay, second time. Okay, lengthen the spine, get taller. Okay, lightly press the back of your hand into your pelvis or your low back. Okay, lightly press the back of your head into the stick. Okay, while looking straight forward, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, last time for 5. Okay, so lengthen. Okay, a little bit of a head press. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and once again, slowly come back out. Pausing a second. Okay, we're gonna give the shoulders almost a little bit of rest. Okay, we're gonna go into a little bit of rotation of the spine. Okay, so for this one, we are just gonna put the stick kind of behind our back. Okay, you can go a little lower. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can hook it a little bit higher up. Just be careful. Okay. Okay, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, once again, try to get into a good posture first. Okay, so try this to be overarching my back so you can see how my belly is kind of hanging out. You can see a big curvature in my low back. Okay, so this will be over exaggerating. Okay, so straight doesn't mean this. Okay, just think of getting taller, okay, with a kind of more relatively level pelvis. Okay, if you can also, you can reach around, you can even kind of feel your belly. So if you kind of go and doing this, you'll feel your clothes kind of coming up. If you're doing the opposite, you feel your clothes coming together. Okay, so just somewhere in the middle. Okay, we're going to work on the hip hinge again. So we're trying to push the hips back. Okay, so the stick kind of helps us to remind us to keep a kind of a long back, I guess you can call it. Okay, so you can push the butt back. Okay, and coming back up tall. So think of sitting tall. Okay, and just do 1 or 2 more times. Okay, so next couple of times we're going to add a little bit of rotation. Okay, so we're going to kind of hip hinge first. Okay, so we're bending from the hips. Okay, and afterwards see if you can turn and look towards the ceiling on one side. Okay, coming back. Okay, so from the front it will look something like this. Okay, maybe 1 time per direction and come back up. Okay, if you feel dizzy at any point, just stop. Okay, so make sure your back is kind of long. So if you slouch, I know it's hard to slouch when you have the back, sick on your back, but it does make it harder to rotate. Okay, so long spine first. You're bending from the hips, not the back. Okay, and turn. Okay, so a small motion is fine. Don't overdo it once again if you have osteoporosis. Okay, maybe 1 last time. You may feel a little bit of a tension or stretch in the front of your kind of both sides here. Okay, and okay, and coming back up. Okay, and slowly let go. Okay, pause for as long as you need to. Okay, so what we're doing is that when you hinge here, you're kind of locking down your pelvis, also locking down your lower back a little bit. So we're trying to rotate more from the upper back. Okay, so times, especially if you're a little rounded, your upper back doesn't really rotate much, and a lot of times you might be rotating from your pelvis, okay, or your low back, okay, but your entire spine should be able to rotate. Okay, and a lot of times people are more stuck kind of up here, okay, compared to down here, just because the general tendency is that we do tend to round this way, okay, and that kind of locks up our shoulders, locks up our, so my hands only go up to about this high, and then round it like this, okay, so my upper chest only rotates to about a little bit here if I am rounded, okay, so we really want to think of lengthen the spine, okay, so that our shoulders work better, okay, we can rotate a little bit better through our entire spine and not just the low back and not just the pelvis. Okay, so when we go, let's do a little bit more hip. Okay, so you can use this stick for support if it's non-slippery. Okay, if the stick slips on the floor, use a chair instead. Okay, so either way is fine. So either use a stick. Okay, so my stick has a little bit of upper tip on top, so it doesn't really slip at all. Okay, but if yours slip, okay, just use something more sturdy for support. Okay, so once again, let's get a little bit taller. Okay, lightly press down on whatever you're holding on to. Okay, as you press down, you should feel the body engage a little bit. Okay, and we are just trying to, let's try to stand tall. Okay, and we're just trying to lift one leg up. Okay, and back down. You can relax in between. Okay, so lifting one leg up to whatever level you feel comfortable with. Okay, see if you can turn your foot side to side. Okay, like you're sweeping the floor with your foot. Okay, and see if you can slowly bring your knee a little high up to whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, use it in both two chairs. So if I have two things, like a chair on one side or both sides, okay, see if you can. Okay, so both sides probably is more comfortable. Okay, and you're just trying to sweep your foot a little closer to one side, actually both sides, so while keeping the knee kind of going just straight up and down. Okay, and relaxing for a second. Okay, and let's repeat on the other side. Okay, so just try to see if you can get your foot a little closer to one way. Okay, same thing the other side. Okay, you might feel a little more tense as you drive the foot kind of outwards. Okay, and once again, I'm going back and forth while I bring the knee a little bit higher up. Okay, and relaxing for a second, shake it off. Okay, I'm going to stretch the front of the hips a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, widen your stance for balance, so this will be easier to balance because my feet are further apart, so my what we call the base of support is a little bit bigger. Okay, so it's easier to balance if our base is bigger compared to if everything's in line. That's a little bit harder to balance. Okay, so find something you're comfortable with. Okay, bring the front of your belt up. Okay, so level the pelvis. Okay, try to keep the back leg relatively straight. If you can, see if you can get your back heel a little bit closer to the ground, so it might feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the heel, ankle as well. Okay, so if you feel comfortable, okay, we're gonna hold the stick kind of thumb facing in the same direction. Okay, so we're gonna go reach up. Okay, and back down. Okay, so if you don't feel comfortable, either one in the stance or even just forget the stick, hold on to something for support, so always safety first. Okay, but if you feel comfortable, see if you can okay, so use the bottom hand to help you drive the top arm a little further back, a little higher up. Okay, and same thing, just the opposite direction. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of pull and push. Okay, so as you reach up, you lightly pull the stick apart. Okay, once again, only 30 to 40% effort. Okay, as you come back down, push the stick apart. Sorry, push the stick together. Okay, and pull. Okay, push it together. Okay, now we're going to do it 2 times, just the opposite direction. So we're going to push the stick together as we go up. Okay, pull the stick apart as you bring it back down. Okay, let's do maybe 1 or 2 more times. Okay, so push it together. Okay, you should still be feeling a stretch in your hips. Okay, so I'm still trying to drive the hips forward. I'm still trying to bring the front of my pants up. Okay, and coming back up, maybe a little bit, not sore, but a little bit tingling feeling maybe in the area you're feeling the stretch in. Okay, take a couple of deep breaths in. Okay, once again, when you push and pull, don't overdo it. Okay, it's only light effort. Okay, but take a couple of breaths in and out. Check the time. Okay, so still got time. Okay, and let's repeat on the other side. Okay, and once again, square your hips to the front. Bring your belt buckle up. Drive the hips a little forward. Keep the back leg kind of straight. Back heel close to the ground. Okay, use as much support as you need to. Okay, forget about the stick if you don't feel steady. Okay, so I'm going to switch things around. Okay, once again, thumb facing kind of same direction. Okay, and just kind of gently go back and forth. Okay, slowly see if you can go a little bit further up and back. Okay, a little bit further down and back as well. Okay, so your upper back is actually rotating side to side. So I'm rotating to my right, rotating to my left. Okay, all the meanwhile, I'm still trying to bring my belt buckle up, drive the hips a little forward. Okay, let's add a little bit of tension. So I'm pushing the stick together. Let's do the push going down first. Okay, pull going up. Okay, push going down. Pull going up. Okay, coming back, we're just going to do the opposite. Okay, so we're going to push as we reach up this time. Okay, pull going down. Push going up. Pull going down. Okay, one last time. Push going up. Okay, so pushing the stick together. Okay, pull the stick apart to go down. Okay, slowly come back. Loosen up a little bit again. Okay, a little bit stiff. On the side, we just kind of stretch. Okay, so let's just end off with just the kind of the circular cartwheel motion again. Okay, this time just keep everything loose. Okay, rotate your pelvis a little bit, go as slow as you want to. Okay, so I prefer to hold the stick by the end for this one. Okay, and you can just kind of rock. Okay, so let's check everything out. Okay, let's end off with just a little bit of spine circular motion. Okay, so just a gentle circle with the, you can think of as with our nose. Okay, so. Okay, as you look up, you want to bring your chest up as well. Okay, so same idea. We're not trying to get all the motion from our neck joints. Okay, we're trying to help a little bit with our upper back as well, so that we're not overarching the neck. Okay, so as you look up, see if you can bring your chest up a little bit higher. Maybe just 1 to 2 times. This side. Okay, and then we'll focus on the upper to lower back. Okay, so lightly cross the arms in front. Okay, focus on the middle points between your arms. Okay, so bring that point down a little bit. Okay, once again, your entire spine bends a little bit. Okay, and once again, just draw a circle around. Try to push the X up to the ceiling. Okay, once again, doesn't have to be big motion. Okay, back up. Okay, and just hip circles. Okay, relaxing the upper body a little bit more. Okay, shaking out. Okay, so that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for coming. You might feel a little bit kind of tight in the upper back, or a little bit tight upper back a little bit. Okay, so we did kind of try to engage that area a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, I'll still be around if you have any questions. Otherwise, see everyone next time. Take care. Bye-bye.